welcome Julian De La Rosa.
Who seems to be in fantastic shape for this one, by the way.
And fighting out of the full throttle red corner, making his highly anticipated combat sports debut, fighting out of parts unknown. Give a Vigilant welcome to Augustin Siel. 3 rounds of boxing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, introductions out of the way. Both fighters will receive their final instructions here from our official, and then we're going to be underway with round 1 of your third bout on the preliminaries. De La Rosa in the red shorts, Augustin Siel in the black and gold.
Now, Augustin likes to come in and say that this is his sport, that he runs boxing, etc., etc. It's very different getting in here and actually fighting somebody than it is going to your local Planet Fitness.
Teeing off right now. Siel.
It's very different getting hit than punching the bag at Planet Fitness, and that's what Augustin Siel likes to do.
It's a very, very big difference.
Listen, he looks like a lot of those moms, those retired moms that go to Planet Fitness and take that boxing class and hit the heavy bags that aren't heavy at all. And we're kind of seeing it right now.
Now, Julian's fundamentals seemingly a lot more sound. That's one thing that's very noticeable off the rip. I mean, Augustin seems like he's just trying to get through this round right now. It doesn't seem like he's very keen on actually.
I tried to tell him it's very different when you finally get hit in the face. De La Rosa's looking all right. He's landing some big shots, too.
He is. It seems like De La Rosa keeps fighting off of his back foot, though. In this situation where he has been the aggressor, it feels like he really needs to be moving forward more. I know Augustin's starting to actually show some life now at the end of the round. But Augustin in that first round seemed like he was taken aback a little bit by the reality of the situation.
Right. And, and I fully expected that to happen.
Right. I mean, both these guys are debuting boxers. Both of them, you know, it's very, very different from training in your gym with your opponents or at a Planet Fitness.
Right.
But, you know, once you actually get into this cage, the reality of the situation sets in, and it's time to fight. It's time to put up your hands and go. And it seems like De La Rosa is ready for that here today.
Well, so, and that might be a little bit of the issue with him seeming to be backing up and being, while he is physically fighting as the aggressor, he's being a little bit more resistant. And I think part of that is it's his first time getting hit in the face by an actual
in a different
opponent.
Circumstance.
Right? And so it's a little bit different. Once you finally get those first licks, you don't really know how you're going to respond until you have to respond.
Right.
And so that might be why he is more aggressive as he's throwing more punches. But he's less of the aggressor as far as pressing his opponent.
Yes, it's something that I would want to see in the second round, though, if I was De La Rosa's coach, because when he actually was applying that pressure, he couldn't be stopped.
Right.
And if he would have kept on doing that, this fight may not have made it to the second round, which we're going to find out here what Augustin Siel is going to do here in the second round. Seems like De La Rosa is teeing off a bit here.
And part of the thing you got to do with somebody like the Wiener is he's not a muscular dude. He doesn't have a lot of muscle on him. This one isn't a shot at his physique. He just doesn't have a lot of muscle on him. So if you're able to push your weight on him, he doesn't have the muscle to carry that opponent's weight on him.
Whereas
so if
someone
you push,
like De La Rosa is so lean.
He's a solid dude. You see the muscle build on him. If he's able to lean up on Siel, he's going to lose even more energy, even more stamina by having to carry his weight on top of not being an athlete.
I don't think I would want to carry Augustin Siel's weight either.
Listen, the hair, the body structure.
That's a man. You may not like it, but this is what peak male physique looks like.
And that's unfortunately, I think, the issue with both of these fighters, as why this fight isn't necessarily as exciting as the first two, is both of them aren't wanting to get hit.
Right.
And granted, that's the whole point of this is you don't want to get hit and you want to hit your opponent, but at the end of the day, you got to expect those hits.
De La Rosa is starting to connect a little bit more now. Not sure what that clinch was. De La Rosa seems to be a little bit tired here in this second round.
Big
I mean,
shot
he
right
has
there.
been pretty active so far between the first two.
Both of them have their hands a little low now, and they're just kind of touching each other now.
Yeah, and I mean, this happens. We see this happen sometimes in debuts. Sometimes that gas tank gets tested. And this is, just as you were mentioning, when you're going in the gym and you might be able to go 5 rounds against one of your teammates, but going 3 rounds against a genuine opponent is a whole different ballgame,
so
especially
that's
when
part
it comes to the stamina part.
That's part of it is you know your teammate, you know your guys at your gym, they're not trying to knock you out.
Right.
And so just subconsciously it's putting everything into our punches. You know, even if we want to tell ourselves who we are when we're sparring with our partners, when we're sparring with our teammates, we don't want to put everything in it because, you know, they're our friends, they're our brothers.
Right.
They also have fights coming up. Right. And you don't want to do anything to put that in jeopardy, right? And so it's a lot different when you get into a fight with it. When it's fight day, you're in there with your opponent. You got to take those shots and give those shots. It's different. And so not only is your opponent hitting you with everything they got, but you're hitting with everything you've got.
It's a different exertion.
And so it's taking out more energy each strike you throw.
Absolutely. Third and final round here between Siel and De La Rosa. One of these men will walk out of here undefeated, and the other will walk out of here a loser. Simple as that. De La Rosa, I feel like if he turns up the aggression just a little bit more here, he could take this one away before the bell.
Which is what it's looking like
just
he's
as he's doing right now. Teeing off. Siel's covering up, going for the clinch. Our official breaks it. Augustin turns right back around. I can't place it, but it's Siel when he's throwing those punches, it just doesn't seem like he's committing. It's just there's just no conviction.
Like I said, he's just touching his opponent at that point. A lot of these punches look like he's just trying to put his gloves on his opponent.
And that's the difference with the punches that De La Rosa is throwing. He's throwing with intent.
We see a lot of Siel's head snapping back. But I mean, De La Rosa's tired. You see it.
De La Rosa's tired, but it's because he's had so much output in this bout. I mean, you see Augustin Siel still smiling and kind of dancing around, but that's just kind of part of his gimmick. That's part of who he is. He tries to get people to underestimate him. I talked to him before, and he said he likes it when people underestimate him and wants to let his work in the cage really speak for itself.
And Augustin Siel is doing a lot of trash talk in the ring for somebody who doesn't necessarily look to be winning this fight. One thing I was going to say, and they kind of cut me, the fighters themselves cut me off, was we haven't seen a lot of body shots, and you see the nuances of being a novice, very debuting fighter, is you're just looking for that knockout.
Right.
And so we didn't see a lot of body shots this entire fight. We didn't see a lot of body shots the entire fight. Right. And that's because they were both looking for those headshots. If you're doing those body shots, that gives you an opportunity to kind of control the pace, control what's happening, and it opens the person up because they're going to start covering up down here, pop up top. And so that's one thing both of these well, this one fighter and the one wiener should look forward to moving forward is to work on that level change.
Right, and I mean, everything about amateur fighting, especially in your debut, is about learning, upping your fight IQ.
Right.
It's about learning those situations, learning what you need to do, learning how to make those level changes, make those split-second decisions. That's exactly what we're here for. We're here for them to get on the stage and show what they've got, but also to see what they have to work on. Every single one of these is a learning curve, and it's a learning opportunity. Every single fight, whether it's a debut or whether it's your 10th fight, whether you're like Martavian Williams, you've had 18 fights.
And whether it's a win or a loss, you have to learn from it, and you got to take this experience, and what you do with this experience dictates how good of a fighter you're going to be moving forward.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's about what you do with it. Even if you do take a loss here today, you got to go back and see what you have to do.
All right, how about it for both of these young men making their debut tonight? And our winner, by unanimous decision, out of the blue corner, Julian De La Rosa.
Now, I was going to give the wiener his dream fight, his dream opportunity.